All right, so I apologize, folks. Apparently, we do not have a B feature in the B&B Contracting stock cars. MRP says we do, but we just checked with race control. We do not. So 2 heat races on the docket for the stock cars. Everybody will transfer to the B&B Contracting feature. We are green, and it's going to be Mike Nichols leading him down into 1 and 2 as he is going to bring along the 2X of Greg Peck. That's a Siouxland legend name I have not heard in a while. Greg Peck to the outside of Chad Bruins. That is for 2 and 3, but lap number 1 is going to go to Mike Nichols.
Mike Nichols picking up where he left off last year as he came out to the Interstate Speedway, won that feature, and now he's leading his heat race as he leads Greg Peck, and we're going to stair-step at 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Bruins holding off Catch Thomas and Ryan Harris for the time being as a pair of trips go through turns 3 and 4 side by side.
Don't forget, this is also the final season for Mike Nichols as he is going to hang up the helmet at the conclusion of 2024. Wanting to start the year off right with a heat race victory. Greg Peck, on the other hand, a pair of wily veterans up front. Peck's trying to go to the whip and see if he can catch up to Nichols and see if he can possibly pass him for a heat race win.
Through turns 1 and 2 will go this time, and we're single file around the speedway. But we might have a battle for the 3rd spot as Bruins is going to try to hold off Catch Thomas as we go through 3 and 4. Harris going to dive down the low side. He looks to the inside of the T10 of Catch Thomas. He'll have to tuck tail as we come down the front straightaway.
Nichols with a sizable advantage, 1.032 seconds over Greg Peck. Then it's Chad Bruins, Catch Thomas, Ryan Harris. Your top 5. Again, all cars will transfer into the feature tonight. Nichols clicks off another one, but Greg Peck is starting to cut into that lead ever so slightly. As we're going to be coming down and seeing green high in the air, 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go, and Greg Peck is trying to find his way to the back bumper of the 63 of Mike Nichols, and he might be doing so. Meanwhile, battle for the 3rd spot trying to heat up as we got 3 cars next to each other. Harris down the inside of Catch Thomas this time. Through turns 3 and 4, they're going to go. Down to the inside goes Harris. He might have the position on the front straightaway. Will he do so? No. Thomas has the run on the high side, but 1 flag out, 1 lap to go. Nichols, your race leader, off of 2.
Yeah, and Greg Peck had picked off a little bit of ground on Nichols. He lost it and then some. Nichols going to come through 3 and 4, and he is going to win heat race number 1. Greg Peck in 2nd, followed by Chad Bruins, Catch Thomas, and Ryan Harris rounding out the top 5.
As Travis Barker will be your pole sitter with Greg Taylor to the outside. Travis Barker, new paint scheme on the ride this time. And Greg Taylor sporting a nice purplish pink this year in that Toy Scout number 55 stock car.
We also have Aaron Kane with a new look to his car. And, of course, Brian Seibold a new look. Jim Horish a new look. New looks on familiar drivers' cars. We are green with heat race number 2.
Heat race number 2 is live, and Greg Taylor goes from the outside to the inside, tries to find his way back to the back bumper of Travis Barker, but Travis Barker says, goodbye, I have a heat race to lead, and he will do so into turns 3 and 4, and at the line, Travis Barker, your heat race number 2 leader. Through turns 1 and 2, Greg Taylor down to the low side, trying to find his way around, and Mel Ellsbury ripping the lip on the high side, and Aaron Kane almost got into the door of Todd Giroux through turns 1 and 2. Kane going to slide it up into turns 3 and 4. Giroux right behind him. Chad Tenaple, him and the 4 of Seibold, about the only ones hanging out on the low side trying to figure it out down low. Meanwhile, battle for the 2nd spot starting to heat up.
And starting to heat up indeed as Travis Barker is absolutely gone. It is Taylor, Ellsbury, Kane, Giroux, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's throw Horsch in there for 6th place as they are all under a blanket, all going to battle. It's going to be Giroux, the first one to step out of line, go to the low side under Aaron Kane. Can he make it work? Negative, Ghost Rider. He's going to slip back into that 5th place spot.
Through turns 1 and 2, Kane's up on the high side. Here comes Horsch trying to poke his nose in. He'll think better of it. Get around behind Giroux as they dance it into turns 3 and 4. Horsch going to look down to the low side. It's going to be Barker leader by about a straightaway lead. Then it's going to be Greg Taylor, Mel Ellsbury. Ellsbury is going to come to the back bumper of Greg Taylor.
As that battle's still hot and heavy, Horsch once again takes a look to the inside of Giroux. Nothing shaking on that one. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go for Travis Barker. This time Horsch Still can't quite get by Giroux. In fact, loses a little bit of ground. Ellsbury trying to get to the inside of the 55 junior of Taylor. Meanwhile, Aaron Kane trying to get to the inside of Ellsbury. Travis Barker's going to win, but 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 still up for grabs. It's going to be Greg Taylor, Mel Ellsbury, Aaron Kane, Todd Giroux, and missing data, which will be Jim Horsch as his transponder not transponding, rounding out your top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, as they come through 3 and 4, get up and on those feet. It's parade and wave time for your B&B Contracting Stock Cars. Dugan, we were just told someone gave an extra $100 to the winner of this stock car feature. Who's it going to be? Green flag is out. We are stock car racing.
Stock car racing, and Kane's down to the low side, and here comes Nichols, poked his nose in the middle, and that bobble at Barker. Barker's going to fall back to the 4th and 5th spot as he's going to battle 3 wide with Ryan Harris and Chad Bruins as 3 cars battle it out for the top spot. It's 3 cars for 1st, 3 cars for 4th.
Cadge Thomas will lead lap number 1. Aaron Kane 2nd, followed by Nichols, Barker, and Harris 3, 4, and 5. Here comes Nichols around the outside, gets the door shut on him by Thomas. Meanwhile, the 43 of Kane trying to go to the inside. Not going to do it. Nichols tried the high side, didn't work. Tried the low side this time. Cadge Thomas still leads, but Nichols is side by side with him. Thomas able to outdrive him coming out of 2, but Nichols hanging on like a pit bull on a T-bone. Is he going to be able to do it this time? No! Cadge Thomas leads lap number 3.
Cadge Thomas, your race leader as we go into turns 1 and 2. Nichols going to look down the low side. Here comes Barker on the high side. Nichols going to take the lead down the back straightaway. And through turns 3 and 4 they'll go. Cadge Thomas up high. Barker trying to knock on the back door. Thomas going to look down the low side, but it's going to be Nichols taking over the race lead.
Mike Nichols, winningest IMCA driver ever, well over 600 feature wins, and this is why. He's methodical, picks his way through the field, chooses his spots. If one thing don't work, he'll try something else, and he is proving why he is an 11-time national champion. Nichols still with the lead, and caution is out.
Caution is out. I'm trying to find out why.
I'm wondering if it's Jacques Debris. 12M of Phil McKee into the infield. Did something maybe come off that car?
Not entirely sure at the moment. We got motion over in turn 2. Officials making their way down the back straightaway. We'll see what they see. Now he's down the back stretch, and he goes down, and he's going into turn 3. And he's coming to a stop.
Oh, right up top of turn number 3. Okay, here's the thing. In order to win, your drive shaft must drive shaft. Unfortunately, drive shaft cannot drive shaft if drive shaft is on dirt.
Drive shaft on dirt is never good.
No. So the drive shaft out of the 12M of Phil McKee. Phil McKee's making his jump up into the stock car class.
Delaware double foul restarts implemented here at the Interstate Speedway. It looks like Thomas is going to choose the low side on this restart. That'll put Barker up on the high side. Barker, well, he was making runs up on the high side, so we'll see how that works out for him as Nichols going to stack him up. And we go to the green flag off of turn number 4.
Nichols is going to fire it off down the front stretch into 1 and 2. Barker trying to get around Cadge Thomas. Thomas trying to hang on. It's going to be Barker. He putting away Cadge Thomas now. It's going to be Ryan Harris. He is putting a bump to the rump on the T10. Now he's going to go to the inside, try to get that third place spot. Nichols and Barker. This is a Super Nationals caliber matchup every day, and twice on Sunday we're seeing it live.
Battle for the race lead is shaping up nicely as Barker's going to whip up high. Battle for the 3rd spot, though, was a lot closer as Nichols now down into turns 1 and 2. Barker's going to rip the lip on the high side. Try to charge down, he will, but he's not going to make the ground yet. As we go into turns 3 and 4, Barker slips up high. He catches Nichols. Nichols drives it down the front straightaway. He's going to hold on to the race lead. And 3rd still being held by Ryan Harris. Cadge Thomas in the 4th spot. In the top 5 rounds out by Mel Ellsbury.
It's very interesting to see Barker only 0.6 of a second back. He's able to make up ground going into 1 and 3, but Nichols gets better drive off of 2 and 4, and now he extends that lead out to 0.645 of a second as Nichols. Oh, wait a minute. Nichols bobbles. Barker's starting to make up a little bit of ground as he go down into 3 and 4. Is he going to be able to get up close enough to try and make a run? He's going to try it. Nichols still leads.
Mad Gaggle in the middle of the pack, but now we're back up to the front as here comes Barker down the inside of Nichols. Nichols able to drive away that time as a little slip of the grip by Barker. He's going to try and mount another charge. Through turns 3 and 4 they go. Meanwhile, Mad Gaggle deeper in the field. Chad to Naple down the low side as here comes Peck through the middle of that one. 4 cars going to battle out for deep in the field.
Greg Peck, another one of the Siouxland legends who has won many races on both sides of the county highway here. And nice to see him back out and running this time in the stock car class and showing why he has won as much as he has here in Siouxland, as he is the meat in the sandwich right now. But meanwhile, up front, 0.680 is the distance between Barker and your leader, Mike Nichols.
Jim Horsch going to poke his nose into this battle with Greg Peck and Chad to Naple as Greg Taylor's going to try and hold off that battle. This is the best battle on track at the moment as we have battles shaping up ahead of them, but that doesn't have 4 cars going for a position. As Jim Horsch gets by Chad to Naple, he's going to look to the low side of Greg Peck down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4.
Oh, catch Thomas, slip of the grip. He's going to lose a spot to Ellsbury, and shuts the door on Giroux. Meanwhile, look at this. Barker on the back bumper of Nichols. He's going to try to swing it down to the inside. They're going to be side by side. Barker makes it up to the corner, to the door. That's about it. He's going to swing it high right around the outside this time around and drives it off deep. The patented Travis Barker line. Is he going to be able to do it? He's right on the tail piece of Nichols. Nichols hanging the line exactly the way he needs to and shutting the door on Barker.
Down the back straightaway, the race for the lead is on. We are 5 laps to go, coming up 4 laps to go this time around. Nichols in the midline. Barker following the tail tracks. He's going to go down past the line. Still Nichols and Barker battling it out. Barker going to rip up to the high side. He's going to try and mount the charge. Down the back straightaway they go. Ground is being made up, but he gets the drive. It's Nichols going into turns 3 and 4. Bobbles a little bit, but so does Barker. The challenge is on. 3 laps to go.
Here's the issue. Barker able to make that diamond line work in 1 and 2 and catch up to the back bumper of the 63. Nichols makes the same move as Barker does in 3 and 4. Takes away Barker's line. Barker cannot get around Nichols. Nichols very good at protecting that line. 2 laps to go. They're going to go. Greg Peck, flat right rear tire. He is done for the evening. Barker once again driving up to the rear bumper of the 63 of Mike Nichols. Once again, Nichols takes away Barker's line in 3 and 4, shuts the door. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. A mystery $100 bonus to the winner as they come out of turn number 2 and down the back stretch. They're going to fire it off into 3 and 4. Mike Nichols will take home the $100 bonus and the win at the season opener here at Interstate Speedway. Travis Barker in second. Ryan Harris third, Mel Ellsbury fourth, and Cadge Thomas will round out the top 5. What an absolute banger of a race, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Interstate Speedway, I have one question after that feature. Actually, the whole night so far. Are you not entertained? Wow.
Well, what do you know? Last year, you make your way out here to the Interstate Speedway, come home in victory lane, and you do the same here on season opening night.
Travis Barker is one hell of a race car driver, and I tell you what, you got to be wheels up, elbows up to beat that guy on any given time. And man, I was glad I got out front first, because I don't know if I'd have been able to give him as much a run as he gave me. That was a hell of a race.
Was a heck of a race indeed. You guys were duking it back and forth. Anything going through the mind as you were battling with him?
Don't mess up.
Don't mess up, and not mess up you did. You made your way to victory lane. You've had a good start to the season. We saw you down in Hayes, Kansas, and you starting off good here. Walk us through this season you've had so far.
Like you say, we went down to Hayes for there the last week in March. It's always good when you start, you put a lot of work into this thing over the winter time, and it's good when the race car's good right out of the box. And then I got my butt kicked by a guy by the name of Jesse Sobbing last Saturday night. And, tonight, I tell you what, when you come up to Interstate, you got to be ready for that 30 car. And like I said, it was a great race, and I'm just glad that things worked out kind of the way they did.
Well, that they worked out. Who do you got to thank to put her in victory lane tonight?
My spouse over here, my lovely bride, Anita, she's a huge help. Every time she's with, it's good luck, and fortunately she comes with a lot. So I owe her Dairy Queen because she drew me the front row of the heat race.
Well, you can use this extra $100 that was given to us for the winner of the stock car feature for that ice cream. We'll let you celebrate here at Victory Lane. That is Mike Nichols taking home tonight's victory in your B&B Contracting IMCA Stock Car Division.